Hey, it's Birdman time for another Arizona White Mountain podcast, Community Shout. It's the last one of the year. That's right. We're going to be heading 2020 out of here and getting into 2021 because I think we've all had enough. Today, this morning, I've got with me Allison Hephner with CPMS AZ.
Yes, Community Project Management Services. You got it.
Awesome. So you're going to be talking about a program that's pretty close to your heart. So tell us about it.
So the MOMAZ program, Mothers in Arizona Moving Ahead, was a program first initiated in Pima County with the public health department there. And it was very successful on lifting women and their children out of poverty by identifying their challenges, their barriers, addressing those as a community, and then providing advocacy in a goal-oriented plan for each individual mother to get them into a level of self-sufficiency. So in Navajo County, we are very aware that we have a very high poverty rate here. And it just so happens that a lot of it is put on our single mothers and the children.
Yeah.
And it's something that the church has noticed a lot. In fact, there's been a...
When you say the church, we're talking specifically about the church,
yes,
which is Ernie and all those.
Yeah,
guys.
and Ron
yeah.
and
not a generic term of the
and
church,
Bruce
but specifically
the church. I do a lot of, the church is very involved in the community. There's a lot of churches that are very involved in the community. I work with First Baptist. I've worked with, there's churches in Concho, especially through the feeding program. And so each one of these churches kind of find their niche, and they kind of talk together to make sure that they're meeting the needs of the community, but not duplicating efforts.
right.
And Pam Williams, who is, if you've ever met her, she is an angel. I'm not just saying that. Her heart, her brain, everything is in the right places. And she brought MOMAZ, the idea of MOMAZ, like 2 years ago, and it just made sense. It's an incredible program that has never been done in rural Arizona.
And I want to mention, because the one thing you said is it moves them out of. And
yes.
There's a lot of programs, and you see this program and that program, and they're like, well, helps. And there's never forward motion with them. It always seems like, well, it just helps them. It helps them. But it doesn't really have a way to get them out of the program. It's almost like it's self-sustaining program because we want to have a lot of people in this program. You don't want to have a lot of people in this program. It actually is designed to get them out of the program, correct?
Yes. And there's the biggest thing about government assistance is there's no way out. It's always like, well, you just give them the money and then they'll be fine. And the other thing it's difficult is they're running from program to program to program.
Right.
They can't pay rent this month, so they're going to run to NACOG and try to get on that program. They might need the utilities. Now they got to go to the utility company and beg to have that. Oh, now it's running from one issue to another, to where these individuals they're surviving, constantly surviving, and because we're so rural, it's really difficult to survive here. I talked to a friend of mine from Recovery Works. His name's Deshaun Mason. He's an amazing guy. He's like a life coach. He's just, every time I see him, I'm like, I love this guy. He's got such a good vibe. And he told me, he's like, I've had 4 women come to me that can't get treatment.
Right.
And they have children because they're still trying to get a roof. I mean, do you know how many mothers in Navajo County between Snowflake, Show Low, Pinetop that are living in hotels and motels here?
Yeah.
A significant amount, like a heartbreaking amount of women. And going back to Pam has seen this. Pam has been there. Pam was a single mom that was living in poverty and having a hard time. She understands and she gets it. And that's why she has so much passion in putting this forward. And then she just brings people around her, like Danielle, who works with the Reentry Coalition underneath the church, under the Recenter. The church helps fund the Recenter, and the Recenter is, I always get their mission wrong, but I love their mission. It is a God response without a God requirement. Like they're going out there providing, they're doing it because they're Christians, but they don't expect you to be a Christian. They don't expect you to go to their church. They're just, being godlike.
So you're raising awareness, obviously, for MOMAZ, but is there an ask as well?
Yes, there is a huge ask.
Okay.
So there's been several times I've spent the last year with Pam trying to get this program funded. We've grants to HRSA, working with Care First trying to get funding. It's been working with them for a year trying to find a way to fund. And it just come down to Ernie with the church was just like, you know what, we're going to make this the annual, I think I want to get it right. It's called the annual Christmas gift. And so the church as an organization, as a congregate, they ask their constituents to donate to this annual Christmas gift,
Right.
and they raise money. Recently, they've raised $46,000.
Wow. Awesome.
Internally within their congregation to fund this because it is so needed in our community, so needed. So it's going to be a $136,000 project for 3 years and to 10 women a year, and that's about, to sponsor a woman is about $4,612. To sponsor a woman to go through that. Now, you think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money for a year. It's not when you teach somebody how to fish. That is such an incredible investment. In fact, my dad, my dad the other day, my dad retired from New Horizons Physical Therapy, been the leading physical therapist on the mountain, gosh, since we moved here when I was 13 years old. And he came to me and he goes, a patient gave me $50 the other day. I want to add to it and give it to one of the women that you guys work with in the motels. And I said, Dad, that's going to help them for a day. Right. That might help them for their rent. I said, but there's this program, and I told him about it. And I said, now you can help women and their children to get out of poverty. You can help them for life. And it's a ripple effect. That $100 is going to be so much more powerful in this MOMAZ program than anything. So the church, you can go on the church. I think it's the church. It's just T.
We'll put the link down below. It's pretty
yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Click on it.
Yeah. And tcaz.us or something like that. And you go to the annual Christmas giving and you just, $50. If you can give $50, if you want this new year if you want to make up for the last new year, help them, because this program is evidence-based. It's a legit phenomenal program. And then if you want to go above and beyond, so I'm going to be an advocate to this program. So they're called allies. And it's not just about putting these girls in a program and having a facilitator teach the program. It's about bringing the community in. And I happen to be a resource queen. I'm like Pam. We have a lot of resources. People call us all the time. Where do I go? And we try to connect them to those resources. And so in this, we're going to be sitting down with each mother, and it might be, what's your barrier? It might be transportation. So one of the women, I'm going to drive to the motel in Snowflake, and I'm going to take her to her classes, her and her kids, every whatever day it is, and drop them off. And then we sit down with them. We talk about, what is your barriers? One girl, $85,000 in medical bills because Steward Health dropped her.
Wow.
And she's a single mom making nothing, and it's just and so it's getting with they're called Health Choice now, and saying, okay, where did this happen? Why did this happen? Because she obviously could not afford these bills at that time, and helping reduce that barrier. Because when you're surviving and you have an $85,000 medical bill, what is that going to do to you? So it's getting those advocates, those players, those champions in our community to come in and be that village for these women to survive. And then the best part is, once these women graduate, they become the allies. They become the facilitators. They become these things. So they become that peer. So I'm just getting goosebumps talking about this program. I'm not even kidding. And I know this is long, and I know you like to keep it short, but nope, not today. This program is so valuable to addressing poverty, adverse childhood experiences, you name it. This is going to change our community from the ground up, and it's going to bring us together and create more champions. It's just an amazing thing, and we would have never been here hadn't it been for Pam Williams bringing that to our attention.
Awesome. We're going to give you links down below to find out how to connect, how to help, how to be involved. And of course, you can reach out to her to get any more information if you need it.
Yeah, and if you're a business and you want to sponsor a person, this is something that's going to be happening always. So if you want to sponsor somebody, it's going to cost you $4,612. 100% of that goes there. Some of that funding is to feed these children. Like every class that they have, there's childcare there for the mother. There's going to be food for the kids, and sometimes that healthy food. They're not, living in a motel, you're limited in what you can cook your children. So you're very limited on what you can have.
Awesome.
So
anything else?
That's it. If you can give there, please.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Okay, so tonight, this is you're watching during the day, hopefully. Tonight at midnight, or about 30 minutes before, check out the Sholo Facebook page for the city of Sholo or the Sholo Chamber of Commerce. We're going to be going live there and counting down all the way to get us out of 2020 and into 2021. We're going to drop the Deuce of Clubs there in downtown Sholo. It's a virtual event, so just watch it online in the comfort of your own home or wherever the heck you may be. And watch that card hit the bottom. We're into 2021. There'll be fireworks from the hill up behind the city hall. And that'll bring in 2021. So check that out and make sure that, you're just nice and comfortable. Reminder of a couple things. There is a DUI, task force that's out there running around. So be smart. If you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to drive, don't drink. And then remember at the beginning of the year, as soon as that bell, clock, or whatever you have there chimes 12, they're going to start fining for having your cell phone in your hand. So be smart about that. And no, you're no longer allowed to have your cell phone in your hand while you're driving a vehicle. I'm Birdman, and like I always say, if I don't see you around town, I'm going to catch you right here on the road. It's a wrap.